Hello, welcome to my channel, Nino Wolf. Today we will be making hot chocolate popping boba, which is a remake of my previous recipe. So I hope you enjoy learning the process. What you're gonna need is a couple large bowls, a juice mixture of your choice. Just make sure it's not 3.6 acidity or lower. I am using hot chocolate. However, you can use pretty much whatever you'd like. It just has to be 3.6 acidity or lower. You need a couple of pipettes. Ignore the spray there. And then your chemicals. Here are the chemicals you need. You need sodium alginate and calcium lactate. You will also need some water, which I will get in a sec. So you need about 2 cups of water for this. So you see I have about the right amount of water right there. So you pour it into this bowl, away from your juice mixture. So you're gonna open up your calcium lactate. I mean, pretty much any calcium compound pretty much works. But you're gonna take this calcium lactate and you're gonna open it. So be careful with this chemical. It is, even though it's food safe, it's still a chemical. So you're going to take your teaspoon, put 2 teaspoons of the calcium lactate into your water, like so. And then you're going to take a spoon, stir it up, make sure it's all stirred up. Now it is completely combined. Just going to stir it a little bit, make sure it's completely combined. There's a little bit of residue, but nothing too crazy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and put it in the fridge. You're going to let this cool on the top shelf or wherever you have room, pretty much, for the entirety of the time that you have the sodium alginate plus extra time. Make sure it's nice and cold. Okay, what we are next going to do is take our hot cocoa, or whatever juice mixture you have that's over 3.6 acidity. Take your sodium alginate, it's the sodium alginate, backwards, but you can see it. And then take it and open it and add at least 1 to 2 teaspoons per 20-ounce liquid. You gotta add no more than 6 teaspoons. 2 to 3 is a good happy medium, but 1 to 2 is like generally the safer. It's gonna make your mixture thicker, which is what you want. It's what you want it to be. Then you're gonna stir it and make sure there's no lumps. You're gonna stir it as fast as you can and as thoroughly as you can to make sure there's no lumps. Alright, now that the mixture is whisked, you can see it's a lot thicker than it was, but definitely not too thick. If it's too thick, like a pudding consistency, you should add a little bit of water at a time until it gets to your desired consistency. Because that means you added too much sodium alginate. Anyways, we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the fridge next to the calcium lactate. And then we're going to take it, we're going to put it in there next to the calcium lactate and water mixture, and we're going to let it sit for 2 to 4 hours. I will let it sit for 2 hours and we'll be back in 2 hours. Fun fact, did you know that the process of making popping boba is actually called spherification, or otherwise known as reverse spherification? It's basically the chemical reaction between calcium lactate and sodium alginate, forming a sphere when you drop the sodium alginate into the calcium lactate. Pretty cool, huh? We'll see you in 2 hours. And we're back. After 2 hours of waiting, this is what the mixture looks like, and this is what the water looks like. So, next what we're going to do is take our pipette and start to drop in this liquid, which is thickened.
One eternity later.
As you can see, this stuff is full to the brim, to the point where there is no more room for it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour it into a strainer. I'll do that off camera. As you can see, they're not quite perfect, but they're perfect because they're imperfect. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take gentle water and sprint them down. Be careful not to pop them. They're very, very fragile. You do not want to pop these. Very gentle water. Gentle water. Pour it gently and back into the bowl. See, I did a little off-camera crafting here, and I made this coffee boba. You can make it out of literally anything. Any kind of liquid, as long as it's 3.6 acidity or higher, because lower than that could cause issues. And there you have it. There is your tutorial for popping boba. 2 different kinds, actually. It's pretty much the same thing. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Peace.